Another cool state management library that Jamie built is called Bay. Jamie is the guy who built Unstated, by the way. So when you look at Bay, you can tell that it's very similar to Unstated. But the main difference is that with Unstated, you're wrapping all of your actions in the same object as your state. Whereas with Bay, he's using something called Immer, which was built by the guy who made Mobac. So it's using immutable state that behaves like as if it was mutable state. So this immutable state that acts like mutable state gives us one big advantage over just using the unstated library. And that is that we can have actions similar to how you're used to from Redux or maybe even Mobex. And those actions can be in your file. You import them anywhere in your project, call them, and they act on your state and it works. It's probably best if I just show you what that looks like in code. So we're gonna look at the same project we've been working on for the last couple of videos, except this time it's going to have our little player component with the next button, the back button, and the play button, which looks very similar to how we built it with Unstated. We're rendering a single subscribe component. It's not wrapped in a provider or any sort of context. We subscribe to player state on state do blah, but because we made it a little bit complicated, I named it map state to props, which is kind of taken from Redux. The onProp gives us a function that takes our state and returns what we care about. Then a render prop gets the playing and the video URL and does all the same things as before, renders the video and renders the controls. Map state to props is where we're putting our computed value. The state management system, so instead of importing just one object that has everything, we're importing a bunch of small concepts and using them together to make everything work. The way that looks is in two functions from Bay. We have state and update. We define state by calling the state function and giving it our default values. Then we export a bunch of tiny little functions that are essentially our action. All of our actions are calling update, giving it the current state, which they have direct access to. It's nice and easy to use. I'm not sure whether I like this or unstated more, but it definitely seems like a good choice